going to get cancelled. I'm going to get cancelled.
Here she goes.
I can't stand when people are like, I have time blindness. I have time blindness too. After a certain point, please take some personal accountability.
If you found out your friend was cheating on their partner, I would cut my friend off for that because
so would
it's
I.
like, what are you going to do to me?
Did you talk to them about it?
No.
Okay, so
Okay,
you're kind of guilty.
Listen, I'm kind of guilty.
Hi there, I'm Mikala.
And I'm Yashee. We're journalists with 9.com.au.
In our day jobs, we cover stories about Australians from all walks of life, particularly women.
And it got us thinking and talking, which is what we do best. And we've been told that our opinions can be blunt.
Too blunt for some, but buckle in, I guess. So Yashee, how's your week been?
It's been eventful, but not as eventful as yours, I've heard.
Well, I've had kind of a weird 2 weeks, but I've been really obsessed with these TikTokers I found.
Yeah.
They're nuns and they have their own podcast. And I was watching it and I was like, this is me and Yashee if like Raj Papadopoulos breaks our heart. Like if Raj Papadopoulos breaks our heart, like we would become these podcasting nuns.
Yeah, we are one like bad thing away from becoming nuns, really.
Facts.
Yeah.
We are.
We're so close.
This close. Truly this close. But no, I was watching these nuns and they're like the most supportive, like lovely female friendship I've ever seen. There was this one episode where one of the nuns was talking about how she loves like ultimate frisbee, and the other nun who was her co-host was like, and sister, you were so good at that. And now I can't stop saying it.
Do you have a favorite game at the moment?
My all-time favorite, this is an outdoor game, but in the summers when we're all home together, is playing ultimate frisbee.
Sister, and you're so good at that. I'm a huge ultimate
Sister
player
Miriam, you
myself,
also are. We just need another.
No, you're so fast.
I can't stop saying, sister, you were so good at that, because you know what, like, we need more of that, like, uplifting energy with friendships, like, especially, it just tied into, I feel like, our topic today. Which is why I wanted to talk about these podcasting nuns with you.
Yeah, all about friendships. I know both of us have had our share of stories, and yeah, we were kind of just talking about it and vented the same kind of frustrations, and we're like, we need to make this a podcast episode
100%,
and talk about it, because some people don't have any etiquette anymore.
You know what, sister? No, friendships these days it's really shifted and changed. And I don't know whether it's a cultural thing. Like, I'm curious to know if people overseas have experienced the same thing, because I've heard it may be an Australian thing.
Okay.
But as me and Yashee were talking about off camera, we were saying that we've had a lot of experiences where we kind of pour our heart and energy into our friends and it doesn't always feel like it's reciprocated. And then it's kind of excused away as being like, well, I'm protecting my peace and I'm doing this for myself. And it's like, but you're actually just being a shitty friend.
Or like, sorry, I don't have space for that right now. And, like, look, I can get it if you're going through your own thing and I want to trauma dump, like, totally get it.
Yeah.
But when it just slips into stuff like replying. And we've all been there. I'm not saying I'm the best reply in the world, but, like, there are certain things you need to do to kind of, like, uphold friendships and, like,
100%.
you need to put effort into them the same way you put effort into, like, relationships and, like, work.
100%.
Which people have no issue showing up for. It's just, like, friendships you can get kind of slack with.
Yeah, and you know this trend I've been noticing lately is it's you're either in one of two camps. Like I've seen a lot of people being like, you know, it's cool to show up for your friends and you should be going to birthday parties. And then I see the other camp that's like, oh, their birthday party's starting at 9, like I can't be bothered, I'm not going.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if you've ever actually been on that receiving end of like you're hosting a party and none of your friends show up until 4 hours later, if they show up at all. Like, it's a really crappy feeling. And I think people are way too selfish these days, just thinking about, oh, but I don't want to go to that. It's like, hang on, why don't you actually stop and think about how that's going to impact your friend?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had, like, friends that just have got the nickname of, like, or got the reputation of always being late.
Yeah.
So I'll tell them, like, come at 6 p.m, expecting them for, like, 8 p.m.
But that's
and they'll
so
still be late. And they'll still be late, by the way.
Like, that's so rude, though. I actually don't know how people can do that. And I'm sorry. I'm going to get cancelled. I'm going to get cancelled.
Here she goes.
I can't stand when people are like, I have time blindness. I have time blindness too. I make sure that I am on time. Like after a certain point, please take some personal accountability. One of the things that I feel like has really been contributing to this trend of people like putting themselves first is the weaponization of therapy speech.
Yeah, I've seen it online. Yeah.
So it's like things like, I'm protecting my peace. That's just a boundary.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself first for once. It's like, okay, that doesn't count if you always put yourself first, always, and you've never actually thought about anybody else.
Yeah, and people just using that as an excuse to like cut other people off just like that. And I find it so funny how people are so quick to cut off friends, but then you'll go back to your crappy ex a million times and you'll just be like, you'll accept their apology, but a friend stuffs up one time and you're like, that's it.
And you know the thing that really gets me is everybody has arguments with their friends.
Yeah.
That's a part of life.
It's
right?
part of every relationship.
Communication is the key here. You can't just cut somebody off after one argument and you don't talk about it. Like how do you expect to have long-term friendships or long-term relationships if that's your solution to everything?
I know so many people, and my close friends as well, who have lost friends because a conflict has arisen, but no one's willing to talk about it. And then it just ends up like you guys distancing and like no longer speaking like ever.
And you know what these people always say?
Yeah.
They always say, I don't owe you anything.
Yeah.
Actually, you do though. Like,
it's true.
You actually do though. Like, if you've been friends for a long time, and you have an argument and you decide you never want to talk to that person again, you actually do owe them an explanation. So is that crazy for me to say?
Sorry, you've been friends for 10 years. You don't owe them anything. Are you out of your mind?
Thank you.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's so bad. And I see it a lot online. I've seen it in like my friendships with like their, outer friendships as well. Have you had any experiences like that?
I had a serious medical emergency when I was 17 and I was in the hospital for a week and I actually, like, not to be dramatic, but I legitimately nearly died. I needed a blood transfusion. I needed an iron infusion. It was really scary. Nobody knew what was going on.
And you were really young.
I was 17.
Well. Yeah.
So I was in hospital for a week and somebody in my life refused to come to the hospital to see me.
What?
And after I got out, I kind of was like, did they ask about me at least? Like, I was asking my sister, did they ask about me? Like, this person was very close to me. Apparently, they didn't ask how I was, okay?
No.
So then this kind of sat and, like, ruminated in my head for, like, 2 years, right? Things were kind of building. And I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I have to address this with them if we have any hope of, like, moving forward in our friendship. So I addressed it with them. They said that I was playing the victim.
You're joking. You're joking. You were on the hospital bed.
I was in hospital, but I was playing the victim.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
And I basically said, you know what? Like, I tried to have this conversation with you. This is exactly the reason why I don't want to be your friend.
I had a friendship trio I was in. And this didn't happen, like, directly to me. Let me know if you think I was kind of wrong in this situation. I don't know. I feel like I'm fair.
Well, I'll be blunt, so.
So I had a friend in our friendship trio who lost a relative, and it was a really sad time. And obviously everyone reached out to her, but the one person who didn't reach out to her was our third friend in that trio. And so they stopped being friends, and so did I. Like, I just kind of saw that, and I was like, you're going to do the same thing to me, probably.
Right.
Like, I feel like that tells me enough as who you are as a person.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you found out your friend was cheating on their partner, like, I would cut my friend off for that because it's like, what are you going to do to me?
Yeah.
Like, you just can't, I can't move forward with that friendship. Yeah. And it's like.
Did you talk to them about it?
No.
Okay, so you're kind of guilty.
I'm kind of guilty. This is pre-therapy me and pre-communication skills me.
Fair enough.
But I have been kind of guilty of this in the past where it's like, I just didn't have good communication skills.
Yeah.
I was also like deathly afraid of confrontation.
Yeah.
So I would just like let things happen and not really address it. So I've had like situations where I was like, oh, I'm just going to focus on me, my close friends, everyone else. I'm not really going to put effort into for no reason at all. I was like 18, by the way.
I feel like everybody falls into that. Like, I've fallen into that before, especially when you're younger.
Yeah.
I think the thing that changed my perspective on friendships is like my mum actually said to me once, like, you don't have friends for the same reason. It's like you have one friend who's like your best friend and you confide in all the time. And then you have the friend you see like 3 to 4 times a year and like it's fun when you guys hang out, but it's not that serious. Like, I think that it actually makes more sense to approach friendships in that lens rather than putting like a blanket expectation on everyone that you're going to get the same thing from every friend. Yeah. But I don't really think that's necessarily true.
My friendships mean everything to me. Like, I think they are maybe like more important than your relationship. Like
100%.
They all hold importance in your life, obviously. Yeah. Like, no hate to my girlfriends, but friendships are what kind of take you through everything. And when everything else is like all said and done, you have your friends and they're just like with you just because they like you, you know? They're not your family. They're not there for you because, you know, you were born into the same family. They don't get anything out of you in a romantic sense. It's just purely just we like each other, we get along, we have the same interests, like I support this person as like just who they are. Yeah. And I think it's like the most wholesome relationship you have in your life.
100%. Dude, the female friendships I have are some of the most beautiful, like deep connections I have. Do you find that it's actually harder to get over a friendship breakup versus a romantic breakup?
Yes.
It is, hey.
It's so much, it's like worse because I'm like constantly like, I'll see something that reminds me of them or like I'll be like, oh my God, they would love this. Yeah. And it's like with like my exes, you just kind of like, oh, I hate him. I know. Well, I'm over it. Like, this is going to sound really weird, but I kind of like yearn for my old friendships. Yeah. Like,
would you reach out to them? Like, is it salvageable?
Well, it's not really even anything that's happened. It's just sometimes like time itself just like happens and you drift, you go apart in different directions. But like recently I saw a high school friend got married and like posted photos and she looked so happy. And I just had like a moment where like I was honestly gonna cry because I just felt like, wow, I remember when we were like 15 and we were talking about our futures and, you know, I think you just got out of a relationship, or like high school relationship. Yeah. And just like seeing her like married and full circle almost, like I like almost started crying. And I have not spoken to her since like 2017.
Isn't it so like interesting how like grief and love and like your friend, like those, even though I had that falling out with that friend, my feelings of like love towards her as a friend never went away. Like, I don't know if she could say the same thing.
I think like the greatest sign of a friendship is like picking your friend up from the airport. I had a housemate who was also like a really close friend of mine. Just messaged me. She's like, tell me when you're landing, by the way. I'll be there at the airport.
Oh my God.
That, like, I did not expect that from her. Yeah. And I didn't expect that at all. Like, I think I've just learned to be really hyper independent and I was just going to catch the train home. I cry a lot, but, like, that message just, like, warmed my heart because I was like, I just feel like we've lost that kind of connection.
100%.
And it's like we've kind of put like convenience above friendships. Yeah. So for this week's Too Blunt advice segment, I was just thinking about one-sided friendships. At what point do you think you should walk away from that? Or can you even walk away, or is it worth fighting for, do you reckon?
I think it's worth fighting for once you've said what you needed to say and you've communicated. Yeah. I don't think it's fair to walk away if you haven't tried to have that conversation. But I think if you've had that conversation and you're just getting shut down, and then I think it's fair to be like, you know what, I tried and I'm okay with leaving it here. What do you think?
I think it really depends in what way they're one-sided. Yeah. As long as they're showing up for you when it matters and when you need it, I think it's totally fine. Yeah. I think the only time I would walk away is if it was like a really important life event and they don't show up for you. I think that is when you would kind of call it quits.
I think also, like, one thing, all of my friends are like now getting married and getting engaged. And something I've heard from all of them, including like mostly my family that have gotten married, is you really figure out who's actually there for you at these big life events like that.
That's so true. My friend who just got married said that. Yes.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes your friendship has to be tested in a way. Yeah. And then you can maybe decide if you want to walk away.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it's that.
And you're so good at giving advice.
You're so good at giving advice. No, you're so right. I think the key is communication, obviously.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Too Blunt podcast.
Please subscribe to the 9.com.au's YouTube channel and turn on your notifications to see when we'll be posting next. See you next time.